Welcome along to the Racing Post Postcast. We are looking ahead to day 4 at Royal Ascot. I'm Bruce Millington and I'm delighted to be joined by, well, the word legend is overused, and anyone who ever calls Paddy Power a legend is certainly overusing it, but not if they use it for Tony O'Hare, one of the absolute greats of Irish racing. Tony's here to mark our card for all the Irish racing, and we've also got David Carr, our man up north, who comes down to Ascot, always wins the fashion awards with his pink shirts, and is a very shrewd operator as well. So gang, hopefully we've got plenty of winners. I need some because it's been brutal so far. We're going to start with the Albany at 2:30 and a horse at the head of the market, Alpha Centauri, who has been touted for this for absolutely weeks. How short is Alpha Centauri? Give us a show, Paddy Power.
Well, last week Alpha Centauri was 13-8 and now 9-4, so it's good news for Antibus favourite backers. But Alpha Centauri is 9-4, as I said. Fairyland's 3-1, Clemmy, Churchill's wife was called Clemmy, it's 8-1, Natural 8-1, Princess Peggy 8-1, and it's 12-1 and bigger the rest. So I think Alpha Centauri, the doubt about Alpha Centauri is probably the ground might be a little bit lively for him, and I think that Brother Bear ran well, I guess, the other day, but didn't win. And Brother Bear, the word was Brother Bear was the strongest chance of the week from the Jessica Harrington yard. So maybe Alpha Centauri is going to be a little bit weak because of that. Well,
your trousers are absolutely bulging with money after a fantastic day 2. So we'll stick with you, Paddy. We'll kick it off with a tip from you. Who's going to win? Is the Fav a good thing?
No, I'm going to go for Clemmy. I was really taking how Clemmy ran first time out, and they always come on a huge amount, obviously, from Aidan O'Brien. I think Clemmy could be one at a decent price, 8-1.
Tony O'Hare, plenty of Irish horses at the head of the market. Which one's going to win?
Alpha Centauri, big girl, very talented, impressive both times winning at Naas, but as Paddy said, it was cutting the ground on those occasions. That would be a slight concern, all right. I agree with him about Clemmy, full sister to Churchill. Came here last year after finishing third on his debut at the Curragh and won the Chesham. She was third first time out, a bit slowly away, ran on well without being given a hard race. I give her a big shout. And Snowflakes of O'Brien's ran in the same race. She's a full sister to Winter. She didn't have a clear run, ran okay, but I think Clemmy and Alpha Centauri, and at the prices, maybe Clemmy.
And we got a little history lesson from Paddy Power there. He said that Winston Churchill's wife was called Clemmy. Am I being an ignoramus in not knowing that, David? Is that common knowledge?
I believe so. I think Clementine was her full name, but Paddy Clear knew her very well.
That was what I used to call her, Clementine.
How I knew that? I read it in the Racing Post. There you go.
Always read your own paper. First tip for editing. David, who wins the Albany?
Well, I think Alpha Centauri is going to be very hard to beat. I mean, she's got the best form in the race by some way. The ground warrior, that can be overplayed. I mean, Andre Fabre was saying after the first race yesterday, it's good summer fast ground. It's not rock hard ground. It's Ascot. It's proper fresh ground. I think she'll handle it, and it could be that you're actually going to get a fair price on the day because of the doubt and because Clemmy is promising, but she's not achieved anything like Alpha Centauri has.
And also, obviously, the Wesley Ward horses have done well as well, so I guess they'll be popular. The 305 is the King Edward VII Stakes. A really, really interesting race this for horses that blew out in the Derby and horses that avoided the Derby. One such horse is Crystal Ocean, and Paddy, I believe he's Fav.
He is Fav, and that could be key. Actually, we'll see today how obviously we're pre-recording this. People think it's live. We're pre-recording this. We'll see today how the Oaks ones went. But Crystal Ocean's 11-4 favourite. Permian 6-1. Sir John Lavery 6-1. Best Solution 7s. Best Days 10s. Khalidi 10s, and Salawen 10s as well. And it's 12-1 and bigger the rest.
Who wins, Pad?
I think the favourite wins. I think this is a typical Michael Stoute, just saving him for this big day at Ascot. Crystal Ocean, I think 11-4 is going to look like a big price coming off, I think.
If he wins, David, there'll be people questioning Stoute's campaigning in this horse and wondering why he didn't go to Epsom, presumably.
He's not a man to question when it comes to horses like this. He's obviously shown plenty at home. He was virtually Derby favourite when he ran in the Dancy. He ran an enormously promising race. The thing is, he looked really green. Did much the best of those coming from behind. Straight after the race, you could see this was the best long-term prospect in the race. 2 nice horses beat him, but come October, this was going to be the best horse in the race. The Derby was only 16 days away. They could have rushed him for that. He might have run really well. He probably wouldn't have won
it.
He might have won it, but it would have done the horse no good. And I think this would be far more to take it one step at a time. He knows it's a long old year. He's going to be a proper Group 1 horse come September, October.
Is he going to win this?
Oh, yes. So that goes without saying, sorry.
Goes without saying. OK, David, very bullish. How are you seeing this one, Tony?
One Irish runner, Sir John Lavery, very disappointing in the Linkfield Derby trial. They say he was behind the other Ballydoyle horses at the time and that they expect him to improve a good bit. Whether he can improve enough to win, I doubt it.
The word I've heard is that we will see a totally different Sir John Lavery and that he's a big runner.
Yeah, well, as I said, they expect him to improve a good bit on the Lingfield run, but there was nothing in that run to make you wildly excited.
I don't normally tip, as you know, and when I do, it's normally a disaster. But Salouin carried my money in the Derby and was pretty unlucky. I think this will make the frame at 10-1. That will do for me. We'll be back with the Commonwealth Cup, the race of the week, in just a moment.